finally pulled the entire dash out of a 350Z. I moved all the wiring from the driver's side footwell to the center of the dash to help with weight distribution. I also removed everything out from under the dash that I did not need. The problem is I hate how it looks without the dash. So to remedy this, I'm going to remake this dash, but instead of it being 25 pounds, it's going to weigh 5 pounds. What I'm going to do is use this as a mold and remake a copy of it similar to the way they made subwoofer enclosures. I'm going to perfect this with some filler and cover up all the extra holes. I'm going to give a slight lean to the center here where all my gauges go, just so it's easier to see them from the driver's seat. Because this serves no structural purpose and is purely cosmetic, instead of using fiberglass or carbon fiber, I'm going to use fleece. So as I said, just like a subwoofer enclosure, I'm going to pin it tightly over the part, cover it in resin, and we'll have a brand new custom dash that's super lightweight. Got all the holes in the dash filled in with some thin metal plate and some body filler. Next step will be to wait for all this to dry and give it a light sand. I'm not super worried about whether it's perfectly smooth or not. The fleece will kind of absorb some of that imperfection. But once everything is sanded and smoothed out, I'll give it a coat of mold release wax and a coat of PVA release. Then we'll pin down the fleece with some binder clips, make sure it goes exactly where we want, and then run over it with some cheap resin we got at Home Depot. Here's our finished piece. It still needs to be cleaned up a little bit more and then obviously painted, but we're pretty much almost done. I'm going to go ahead and test fit it in the car, just make sure it sits all right and there's nothing else I need to change or do before we paint it. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. A lot lighter than that plug we used over there from the factory dash, and it's going to cover up all that ugly wiring. I've got the dash mounted in the car. It's mounted by 4 different points, 2 in the middle and 1 on each side, and then there's a lip right up there by the windshield that it's sitting on. It fits perfectly. I've got all my cutouts for the gauges and switches in the center there. All I have to do is get everything installed and buttoned up, and we'll be done. Alright, so here we have our finished product all mounted up. I still need to clean up some paint down here, but we've got all 5 gauges, all 4 switches, and the OBD2 scanner hooked up. Eventually I'll do a surround for the shifter area right here, and then I've still got to do some stuff from where I moved all of the wiring from the driver footwell over to the center section now that all the blower equipment is out. But I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Eventually I'll flock it just to make the finish look a little bit nicer. But for now, this will get the job done. It only weighs about 5 pounds, and it covers up all that ugly wiring and bracing that I just don't want to look at while I'm driving the car. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.